It's the Daily Doug.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the Daily Doug. Thanks for being with me today as we finish out the week here on the channel. You have arrived on a Friday, and boy do I have a Masterpiece Friday for you all. This is going to be fun, friends. Peter Gabriel has been one of our favored musicians to come back to time and again here on the channel, both as a member of Genesis from the 1970s and as a longtime solo artist. We've listened to his Melt album, his third solo album. I've also seen his Secret World live concert film. As a member of Genesis, we've heard him on Trespass, Nursery Crime, Foxtrot, Selling England by the Pound, and The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway. And he's been a constant source of inspiration, really. And we've heard even recently some of his brand new work. In January of this year, we heard one of his songs from his ongoing rollout of the current album, and he's still got the magic, friends. He really does. But today, I'm going back 40 years to when his fifth studio album as a solo artist, was released to the world. It is celebrating its 40th anniversary on May 19th, and we are going to be listening to this entire album. Now, I've heard several of these songs many, many times, but I've never listened to the whole album, friends. There's some of these songs that I've never heard before, so I'm taking the opportunity to come back and celebrate this wonderful musician and this wonderful album, and to really hear it all the way through for the very first time. And so I'm thankful that you are with me and along for the ride. This was a more accessible album for Peter than his first four. In fact, his first four albums were all named Peter Gabriel, just named for himself, and then they have nicknames. This fifth album is the first one where he's actually got a title to it, and he's also making it less experimental. The music is less experimental and out there a little bit. He's kind of coming back into mainstream sounds, pulling in all of these disparate ideas and inspirations that he has musically from around the world, and he's really channeling it into some solid tunes. And because of that, it becomes an instant commercial success. Peter went from being a cult hero to a mainstream star with this album. And this record continues to be highly ranked among the 500 greatest albums of all time. So it is long past time that we just listen to it, friends. I'm not going to be watching the videos. I just have the audio for us today. I know the videos are iconic, but I just want to concentrate on the songs today. So let's get going. Let's get going, shall we? The personnel listing, by the way, for this album is huge. There's no way that I'd be here till Monday listing all of the great musicians that Peter has on this album, but it looks like his core band is himself, lead and backing vocals, keyboards and synths, Tony Levin on everything bass, David Rhodes on a whole bunch of guitars, Jerry Marotta and Manu Katché on drums and percussion, and then a whole slew of folks that are coming in to help along the way. So Red Rain starts us off here, y'all. This is one that I have actually heard over the years. I'm quite familiar with it, but I've never given it a critical listen. So it's the second single that he released from the album, and it was inspired by a recurring dream that Peter had, and the imagery in the song is intended as a metaphor for confronting our suppressed emotional trauma. And we need to wash away the old so that we can allow for healing and renewal. He had these really vivid dreams that had red wine and just red liquid going everywhere, and it was just washing over, and it informs some of the imagery in this song. So let's get rolling, friends, with Red Rain from Peter Gabriel. Here we go. That's an interesting sound off the bat. It's like a Lydian fourth over a C.
Red rain is coming down. Red rain.
So I hear that as 4, 5. It resolves to the relative minor, E minor.
I am standing up at the water's edge in my dream.
Starts off talking about his dream.
I cannot make a single sound as you scream. It can be that cold, the ground is still warm to touch. Hey, we touch, this place is so quiet, sensing that storm. Red rain is coming down. Red rain.
Because those chords are not the tonic chords, it's got this feeling of just being in the middle of a journey, right? We're not going to the one, to home base as we start the chorus. We're starting right in the middle of the scale.
They tell you that this rain can still never down. There is no blood around, see no sign of pain. Hey, no pain, seeing no red, don't see no red.
His melodies are always unique too, just because he's vocally unique.
Red rain is pouring down all over me.
Cool. Tony Levin back there on the bass, always giving us something interesting in the bass line.
To return again. Just let the red rain splash you.
Bringing in a little bit of that lower seventh of the major key to get us back to E minor. That's cool.
Defenses down. With the trust of a child.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Red rain coming down. Red rain is pouring down all over me. And I can't watch anymore. No more denial. It's so hard.
Can't watch anymore, no more denial. It's so hard to lay down in all of this.
Coming down.
Let go. It's okay. That's when you can start to heal.
It's coming down all over me.
And the red is just coming down all over.
Coming
Just
down.
almost be patient. Just let it come.
It's pouring down.
Because once it finishes,
Rain is coming down all over me. I'm bathing in red rain coming down.
it's like he's getting ready to end the song, but there's still like a minute left.
Red rain is coming down all over me. I'm begging you. Red rain coming down. Red rain coming down. Red rain coming down. Red rain.
He just keeps it intimate.
Coming down over me in the red, red sea. Over me, over me, red rain.
I can't remember, y'all. Did radio stations cut off that ending? Did they just taper it and taper that ending so that when we hear it on the radio, we don't hear that really intimate way that he ends a song? I mean, I'm familiar with Red Rain, but that was something that I didn't remember. Red rain coming down over me in the red, red sea. Over me, over me. And then at the end, it's just red rain. And it's just him with his emotional baggage that he's still working through, just like all of us. What a cool way to start. A fascinating song, right? He really is a king of metaphor, especially in those lyrics. And speaking of metaphor in lyrics, y'all, we're going to listen to Sledgehammer next. So I heard this one in our fan favorite series on Patreon before sharing it on YouTube back in 2024. But of course, I've seen it over the years. I've heard it over the years. I know the video. I've been to Dave Matthews concerts where they've covered this song and you just dance till you can't dance anymore, right? It's the lead single from the album and it is still Peter's biggest hit song. It rose to #1 on the charts for a full month and it won a record 9 MTV Music Video Awards. So, yeah, metaphor. Though the metaphorical meaning here is a little more palpable and apparent. He's talking about sex, y'all. and with this song, he is channeling his love of soul music, his desire to just help us help people break through our emotional or communication barriers when it comes to initiating intimacy. So, let's hear Sledgehammer. Let's do it. What a cool song. I can't wait to see if anything else pops out at me as I hear this anew. Let's do it. Sledgehammer from Peter Gabriel. Here we go. Okay. Get the call of that wonderful flute. Down to the floor. E flat minor.
You could have a steam train if you just lay down your tracks. You could have an airplane fly.
Yeah, just lay down your tracks. You could have a steam train. Metaphor, y'all.
All you do is call me. I'll be anything you need. You could have a big dipper
You could have a Big Dipper.
going up
You want a bumper car? Just plug the jukebox. Come on.
I wanna be Sledgehammer. Why don't you call my name? Oh, let me be a sledgehammer. This will be my testimony. Show me around your fruit cage.
That's one way to initiate. Show me around your fruit cage, because I will be your honeybee.
Open up your fruit cage.
Come on.
Where the fruit is sweet as can be. I wanna be your sledgehammer. Why don't you call my name? You better call the sledgehammer.
Kind of hanging out on flat 7
Put your mind at
through there.
rest. I'm gonna be the sledgehammer. This can be my testimony. I'm your sledgehammer. Let there be no doubt about it.
And then it goes back to E flat minor. Yeah. Yeah. Those two. Flat 6. 4. You just play along for a long time. So freaking groovy. Iconic.
Come on, help me. Yeah, 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 yeah. I've been feeding the rhythm. I've been feeding the rhythm.
What a tune. Yeah. The more I listen to it, that chorus really does go to a different key. It's using C natural instead of C flats as part of E flat minors, and then it's going up to that D flat. So we really were in a slightly different key area for the choruses, and we flip back into E flat minor for the rest of the song. Wonderful. Okay, y'all, another song that I have heard many, many times and that I really do love is coming up next. It's called Don't Give Up. This was the third single released from the album. And I heard this in our very first Fan Favorites episode that we ever did back in February of 2022. I later shared that reaction to YouTube. I also heard this song as part of our full concert film reaction to Peter's Secret World Live, and it was quite wonderful there. On this studio version, he's performing with Kate Bush, another one of our favorites, and the song is about a man who is struggling. He's unemployed, and he's stressed out about it. It's causing stress at home in the relationship, And so in the verses where Peter is singing, he's singing about isolation, about despair, about things just not going the way he wants them to go. And then when we hear Kate singing in the choruses, she is responding with words of hope and words of encouragement. And it's just a glorious tune. So I'm eager to hear it again with all of you. It's Don't Give Up from Peter Gabriel. Here we go. Two, three, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sneaks in. Switches a little key.
In this proud
C minor.
land we grew up strong. We were wanted all along.
Relative major.
I was taught to fight, taught to win. I never thought I could fail. No fight left, or so it seems. I am a man whose dreams have all deserted. I've changed my face, I've changed my name, but no one wants you when you lose.
Don't give up, 'cause you have friends.
Isn't that just a warm synthesizer?
Don't give up, you're not beaten yet. Don't give up, I know you can make it good.
Though I saw it all around, never thought that I could be a fainted. Thought that we'd be last to go. It is so strange the way things turn. Drove the night toward my home, the place that I was born, on the lakeside. As daylight broke, I saw the earth, the trees that burned down to the ground.
Don't give up.
We're in the minor key as Peter is singing, and then we're in the major key associated with his scale as Kate is singing.
We don't need much.
And we end on the 4 here.
Don't give up.
1/3.
'Cause somewhere there's a place where we belong.
There it goes to the major 1.
Rest your head.
Hmm.
You worry too much.
Yeah. It's more of that soul influence coming in, too.
When times get rough, you can't fall back on us. Don't give up. Please don't give up.
Okay, Peter.
Got to walk out of here. I can't take anymore. Gonna stand on that bridge. Keep my eyes down below. Whatever may come and whatever may go.
There's a
that
raw
river's flow.
and just human
That river's
sound to his
flowing.
voice.
Moved on to another
there's
town.
Tony Levin in the background with that fretless sound on the bass, just doing cool shit back there.
So many men, no one
Moved on to
needs.
another town, tried hard to settle down. For every job, so many men no one needs.
'Cause you have friends.
It's knowing that you're not the only one doesn't help.
Don't give up.
But
No reason to be
no
ashamed.
reason to be ashamed.
Don't give up. You still have us. Don't give up now. We're proud of who you are. Don't give up. You know it's never been easy. Don't give up, 'cause I believe there's a place where we belong.
There's a place where we belong. See, again, I've heard this a few times. Do I remember this? Do I remember this ending? I think I remember Tony doing this really great lick down there, but that seems new to me. Maybe that one gets faded out too soon as well, from what I remember. That's why I like coming back to some of these songs that I've heard before, y'all. Especially ones that really touch me, ones that really make an impact, because I don't just want to hear them one time. I want to come back to them. I want to relive them, you know? And some of these that we've just been hearing, I've heard in, the real world. I've heard on fan favorites. I've shared it on YouTube, and I've heard it in his Secret World Live. But it's a new experience hearing them all together on the album. Speaking of a new experience, friends, we have one more on side one, and it's a song called That Voice Again. And here's one that I don't think I know. Peter co-wrote this one with guitarist David Rhodes, and the song came to be as Peter was working on potential songs for the soundtrack to the upcoming film, The Last Temptation of Christ, which I don't think ended up coming out until later in the 80s. Over time, the lyrics morphed from being overtly religious to being more universal and quite introspective. He said that the song is about judgmental attitudes being a barrier between people, judgmental attitudes, keeping people apart. And he says the voice, and he says that voice again, the voice is the voice of judgment, a haunting internal voice that instead of accepting experience is always analyzing, always moralizing, and always evaluating. I want to hear it because I have one of those voices, and I want to know what Peter thinks about it. So let's hear That Voice again and finish out side one. Here we go. Bright. B major. Maybe it's C sharp minor. Maybe I have heard this. Boy, it's in the dark recesses of my brain.
I'm listening to the conversation. judging jury in my hand. It's coloring everything all we did and said. Still I hear that sharp tongue talking tangled words. I can sense the danger. Just listen to the wind.
Cool.
But I don't wanna hear that voice again.
The chorus strikes me as something that I've heard before, but it's one that I'm not very familiar with. I want to be with you, I want to be clear, but each time I try, it's the voice I hear that's keeping me from really being present. It's like key change too.
It's only an uncertainty that we're naked and alive. Hear it through the rattle
To C minor
of the streetcar. Hear it
in these
through the
verses.
things you said. I can get so scared. Listen to the wind.
And then it goes to E flat major, and then it switches to E flat minor. Yeah, so cool. I mean, it's a 4/4 pop rock tune, but the groove that they give us.
So close or so far apart. Only love can make love.
Only love can make love. That's cool. This really cool kind of halftime groove.
I can't help but listen, but I don't wanna hear.
They could have done so much different things with this. But it sounds like this. It's just really fascinating.
I wanna be clear. But each time I try, it's the voice I hear. I hear that voice again.
Sounds like... What does it sound like? What does it sound like? Yeah, that's the difference. You know, he was doing that... Oh, gosh. And then it was like... And then something like, then there, like C minor. He was going around C flat, otherwise known as B. And then all of a sudden it cadences on C. So much fun. God, those songs are iconic, aren't they? Yeah, I think I've heard that one, but it's much less in my memory than the other three, especially. And as I look ahead to side 2 that we're going to look at next week, y'all, we've got In Your Eyes, Mercy Street, Big Time, we do what we're told, Milgram's 37. And then This Is the Picture, Excellent Birds. And then there's a couple of notes here. This Is the Picture, Excellent Birds says does not appear on vinyl pressings of this album until 2002. Was it on, so it wasn't on the original vinyl? Was it on the tape? In 86, I'm sure they did they do a CD release in 86 of this? Because it's about the same era where we're starting to get CDs. You know, I remember Brothers in Arms from Dire Straits from the mid 80s being one of the first like digital pop rock albums, you know? But it doesn't appear on vinyl pressings until 2002. And it says In Your Eyes appears as the last track on the CD on all of the versions of this album from 2002 and then later on. So when we listen to this next week, should I make In Your Eyes the last song we hear? Maybe I will. I'll need to read more about it and see what we want to do. But In Your Eyes is one that I really do know. Big Time is one that I've heard before. The other ones, not so much. So we'll hear some more from this classic album next week. Like I said, y'all, in the introduction, it's celebrating its anniversary. I'm kind of bookending the actual anniversary date. Today, we're 4 days early. By next Friday, we'll be a few days late, but nevertheless, next Tuesday when it's happening, I'm going to be traveling, so I couldn't do it then. But I really did want to include this album. Peter's been one of these seminal artists that I love to keep coming back to, and when I realized that this album had a big anniversary coming up, I programmed it a few months ago. I'm like, I've been looking forward to this for a while, friends, and I'm glad that the episode has finally come. It was really fun to listen through these great songs with all of you, and I'm looking forward to next Friday as well as we finish out So from Peter Gabriel. I hope you'll be with me then, but for today, my friends, that will be all and all for me this week. I thank you very much for being with me. We will see you next time on another edition of the Daily Dog.
It's the Daily Dog. Welcome to the Daily Dog. The Daily Dog.